This is Mike Zint. Well, how would you describe your part in this Sociology 101 Privatization is Piracy project over here?
Yeah, well, I'm like a coordinator. I work with Occupy SF, members of Occupy Oakland, Occupy Berkeley, and Occupy Santa Cruz are all participating out here. Then we have Berkeley Post Office defenders and Save the Berkeley Post Office people as well. So what I do is not only do I occupy and maintain the 24-hour presence out here with a couple other people, but I do the Facebook media, and I work with several reporters out here. We do the press releases. Mike Wilson does most of the press releases, though, because he's better at it than I am. But what I do is I just sit here basically and listen to what everybody has to say, what everybody brings, and I try to keep the information that's necessary in one part of my mind to be used, and all the other stuff that's basically crap, gets shuffled to the side.
Tell us about this garden, and just whatever you feel like saying about this garden.
Well,
this is very pretty.
About 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, we had an encampment here of homeless people.
All up and down the side of this building.
And there were tents all up and down here, and I've got some photographs when the postal police came in and raided. They confiscated the gear from these people. They stole it. These people did not get their sleeping gear back, which out here in nature, so to speak, when it gets cold and you don't have a blanket, you get cold.
That's right.
The postal police didn't consider anything except following orders when they came in. And the people who weren't here to protect their gear, they lost their gear. These people I know went several days without anything, and to this day I'm betting they still haven't gotten it back. Our people...
So they're sleeping in the cold.
Yeah. Our people couldn't get, we're talking the housed, people with connections in the city couldn't get their stuff back for 2 weeks. And we just got signs back last week from somebody. It took them over a month to get the signs back. Now the homeless don't have the ability to do that. So they have to go shuffle around out here trying to find replacement gear, sleeping bags, clothing, toiletries, the stuff that you need to survive. Mm-hmm. And there's no way you can do it in one day with no money.
Right.
But this is payback.
So
a little bit of payback.
So the garden is payback to the postal police.
There's two reasons, okay? One, we got mad. I got mad, okay, which is why I started talking about doing this. I wanted some payback, and I wanted to beautify what was done over here because there's a lot of damage. The grass was dying. There was a lot of trash mixed into the bed. And some of the people, quite honestly, who came in, we had a tweaker tent come in, which this is a drug and alcohol-free zone. There are no drugs and alcohol allowed. It will destroy everything that we've accomplished. So we put the garden in to prevent any of the drug addicts from coming back in thinking that they could just move in and take over the occupation. Just happened repeatedly in history. I mean, that's what destroyed the whole Occupy movement, were the drugs and the alcohol coming in and all the bad behavior.
Right.
We're not going to tolerate any of that here. We have a job to do. The job is to save the building. There is no room for screwing around.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how was this garden payback?
We took the property, which is our property, although the postal police don't agree with us, and we did what we wanted with it. We didn't ask. We did it. Mm-hmm. The government seems to think that we're not capable of doing things in life. We have to be babysat every step of the way. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to show that no, the citizens of this country, we the people, can make the decisions about how our commons is handled.
Let's walk along here and just get an idea of what this looks like. And this is up and down Milvia Street here.
Right across from Berkeley High School.
Right. Oh, this is okay. Let me get a pan shot of Berkeley High School. And I think, wasn't that part of this commons too? The Berkeley High School was designated about a year ago as commons.
It was part of the whole Save the Downtown Area development plan.
Okay. So this is really intended by the citizens of Berkeley to be shared, owned property. Yeah. And this I'm just going to pan over here. The high school is part of that. The old city hall over there, part of that.
City Hall,
That was part of it, with the tower going up. And this civic center, this building right here, is also part of it. And now this occupied territory here is part of it. Let's walk down the take a look at some of these.
We didn't put the succulents in. I don't know why. I'm not an expert on gardening.
So by that, you mean they're sitting out here in pots?
Yeah, they're in pots right now.
Okay.
But we also have another plan, and I'll announce it to you. You see the ledge over here on Civic Center where the students are sitting?
Sight down your arm here.
You see how they're sitting right over there?
And they're going to be behind a car in a minute.
Of course.
So, yeah, I got them.
Okay. You got that ledge that goes all the way down that building. We're considering taking potted plants and filling that ledge too.
Okay.
And creating habitats out of potted plants. That's our next step. It has nothing to do with the post office. We're just messing around with gardening now. But it's being talked
you're
about.
Excited about gardening.
Well, I've always been excited.
And you're thinking about expanding the territory. I have so much traffic in the way here, Mike. So,
yeah, the high school's letting out.
Yeah. Are you going to do along the edge of that concrete thing up against the building?
That way people can still use it as a place to sit. But we want the plants in there.
But you're not going to take out the lawn. You're going to edge.
No, we're going to put them in pots on that ledge. So we're actually not going to damage anything. And the city, if they want, can remove them. But we're hoping that the city will allow it because it is going to beautify, and it's going to be along the same lines as this. We're going to have the plants for the hummingbirds. We're going to have plants for pollinating insects. We plant some food over there. Again, all organic and all heritage seeds. No GMOs at all. And we're going to be targeting Monsanto with literature, and we're going to be targeting glyphosate, which is Roundup, with literature, and explain the die-off of the honeybees and the monarch butterflies.
This is very important. This Roundup, this stuff, is really damaging the environment.
Yeah. And the largest pesticide manufacturer in the world is feeding us.
Glyphosate.
Yeah, Monsanto, the largest pesticide manufacturer in the world, is manufacturing our food now, and that should concern people. The whole thing about GMO foods is they are not listed with the Food and Drug Administration. They're listed with the Environmental Protection Agency because they are an insecticide. They are not food. And this is what's in most of our food, by the way.
And the Environmental Protection Agency, people, isn't designed to protect the environment.
No, it's protecting the corporations.
Well, of course it is.
They're destroying our environment.
I was just talking about the double level of this. You know, why it would be listed with the EPA, because it's dangerous stuff. And they're supposed to be protecting the environment, but they're not.
And who's running the EPA right now? I think I'd have to double check, but I think if you look, you will find that a former Monsanto employee or a former corporate employee is now the head of the EPA. Surprise, surprise. Maybe even the head of the FDA. But I know we got Clarence Thomas was Monsanto's attorney, and he's on the Supreme Court now.
Oh my God. Yep. He's that famous guy.
There's a hair on my soda can.
He's the guy who sits there and doesn't say anything at all, ever.